Sure. And a small win on gas prices and a bill on climate right now is not going to get us all the way there.
Look, yeah, George, when you're arguing with people in a 9% inflation world that they shouldn't be feeling pain, that the economy is actually good, that's just a losing argument. And they know it. The American people feel it. They know it. And in the end,
it is a tale of two economies. So you're right. The inflation rate is incredibly high. But look at those jobs numbers on Friday.
Well, but people can't keep up with the costs of living their lives. So they say, okay, great, I've got a job. That's a good thing. But to get to that job, I got to fill my car with gas, and it costs that much more. Then when I'm on my way home from work, I got to go to the supermarket, and I get absolutely tanked there from a dollar perspective. And then I look at what's going on with my kids. If am I sending them to school, or they're going to college? All those expenses are going way, way up. And people say, yeah, I have a job, but my life is worse now than it was 2 years ago. And we know from Ronald Reagan that that's an incredibly powerful question. Am I better off now than I was 2 years ago? And the American people don't feel it, and that's why Joe Biden's in the 30s.
But I do think, to Chris's point, it is really hard to convince people to feel something different than what they are experiencing. It is really hard to put out job statistics. It is really hard to point to even a big win on terrorism and make people feel differently than what they experience when they do go to the grocery store. And the White House knows that. They're going to try to do everything they can to harness this momentum, but they know they are fighting against some pretty strong headwinds still.
If you look at our new poll, I mean, he's getting credit for almost nothing. He's on a roll. I mean, there's no question that Joe Biden is on a roll legislatively, on the national security front, but he's getting no credit for it. And look, inflation is, still a factor. Gas prices are actually coming down and have been coming down for almost 2 months. The unemployment numbers are remarkable. Not only the unemployment numbers, but wage growth continues to rise. It's just not keeping pace with inflation.
It's an inside Washington roll, George.
Well, I think that's
an inside Washington roll. Democrats to actually vote for a Democrat bill. What are we going to do? Like drop the confetti at the White House? I mean, this is ridiculous. It's an inside Washington roll. The people in the rest of the country are saying, wait a second, I'm still paying much more for gas than I should. I'm still paying much more to cool my house. I can't get groceries on the table, and I'm worried about the future.